Sonic, am I a burden to you?
Wow, and how did you come to this well-thought-out concern?
Whenever there's a crisis, I'm either running away or standing on the sidelines. You're always rescuing me when all I do is follow you around.
I'm sure we all have moments where we feel like we overdepend on people. We may be far enough in our life where we may be going to college, or we may have a job and we're paying the bills, and we may just be living independently. But there are some things that are shortcomings to all of us. We may be going through a breakup, we may be going through a divorce, we may have gotten fired from our job, we may have gotten kicked out of school, whatever it is. And it's in those moments when we kind of feel weak and we kind of question our lives sometimes. And sometimes we kind of wonder, how is it that I made it this far and yet I failed? Well, if you know about Tails, he has too. And you could be thinking, but Tails has built all this stuff. He's basically a child prodigy. He's built planes, he's built computer programs, and all sorts of other inventions. He has good pal Sonic and his other pals Knuckles and Amy, and we think that maybe he just has his life put together and he can just live on his own wherever he wants to. But even he has his shortcomings too. We've seen it throughout the series, like after Sonic got lost in Sonic Forces, he couldn't keep it together when Chaos Zero almost went and attacked him. Or there were times when he would cower or just stay on the sidelines whenever Sonic would go and save the day. But at the same time, he had a really good supporting role for Sonic at the end of the day. We can't disregard that. But of course, the most admiring things we see from Tails is whenever he built confidence in himself from Sonic Adventure 1, whenever he faced Eggman by himself and defused the missile. I have a video about how to build confidence in yourself as shown by Tails the Fox if you'd like to see that. I'll leave a link in the card above. But the main thing I'd like to talk about in this video is that it's okay to depend on other people. And while that is true, it is normal to also feel like you overdepend on someone and maybe feel like a burden to them. And Tails very much expresses that in Sonic Frontiers. After Tails talked with Sage in Sonic Frontiers, he kind of felt a little discouraged to think that maybe he's a burden to Sonic. I'm sure we felt that way with some people from time to time, like we overdepend on them. But Tails felt it more so in this scene because he's always wondered, why is it that I'm always on the sidelines? Why is it that I'm always just depending on you, Sonic, to save my life or to save the day?
Whenever there's a crisis, I'm either running away or standing on the sidelines. You're always rescuing me when all I do is follow you around.
But Sonic was there to remind them that he's also being a hero as well, like when he defused the missile and fought Eggman on his own in Sonic Adventure 1, or when he rescued Sonic from the Deadly Six. And that's when Tails expresses how he feels like he's been wildly inconsistent with his efforts. I'm sure it happens to us too. We're always going to have shortcomings that we cannot anticipate. And sometimes we feel like we need to figure out how to solve our problems on our own in order to show that we're worthy to other people. But if you take this word from Sonic, you may have a different idea.
Dude, relax. You've got brains like Eggman, speed like me, and can fly with your butt. It's okay if you still need help sometimes. That's just part of growing up.
You see, even though Tails was feeling down and that he wasn't worthy of being Sonic's friend because of how much he was a burden to him, Sonic was there to help remind him of the great qualities he has and all the accomplishments he's made, and that, most importantly, you need help from other people, and that is just part of growing up. Yeah, when we were little, we had to depend on our parents to give us food, water, and shelter. Even though if you can provide those things on your own, there are plenty of other things that we all need help with. Sometimes it may be managing our finances, it may be finding a new friend, it may be needing help on schoolwork, or it may be needing help on a project at work. Whatever it is, we all need someone to help us along the way. We can't go it alone in life, and it's just part of growing up, and part of growing up that we just need to accept. And I really feel like Sonic summed it up well for us in this scene. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed with your thoughts and emotions, just talk to your friends about it. Sometimes we just need their help. And they'd be more than happy to talk it through with you. We don't have to be perfect. No one is. We all have to depend on each other sometimes. And just know that no matter what, your friends and your family will always be there for you. They're never going to abandon you. They will always be there to love you, to help you, and support you and guide you. No one can do this alone. Not even myself.
It's okay if you still need help sometimes. That's just part of growing up.
Thanks for watching, and as always, we are Eternal for Life.